Hi, howdy. This is Chris Decato with another Pro Tools kind of behind the scenes, quick skim through some different things here. And if you're watching this, most likely you know what this is about. There's like 15 or 20 of you guys out there that maybe watch these, and which is cool, and it's totally good. So, yeah, this is a guy, Capecelatro song from his new record on Burst and Bloom Records. God, I can talk. Called The Smallest Darkest Things, and this is a song called February Rain. So let's find his vocal. We'll just kind of start over right around that vocal.
Walking from the restaurant, late night shifts, late at night, the smell of the ocean in.
Yeah, so what's different about this tune than some of the other ones is that it's a little more fleshed out. Let me just turn him off here for a second so we can kind of yeah, it's a little more fleshed out. There was all these guitars that were kind of done. My computer's been really yelling at me here while I'm doing this one. There's a bunch of guitar tracks. There's a little drum track, which is kind of cute, and a bunch of vocals, and some other someone sang. I'm terrible. Yeah, so there's a bunch of different stuff on it already. I'm not even sure which Chris this is that played guitar, but it wasn't me. But maybe it's Chris Greiner. I don't really know. So you can tell me. So leave me in the, scold me in the comments for not having a clue before. I just kind of opened this up. I was actually fighting with my computer to try to get it to, I made a lot of the noises that are in this song in Reason. And while I'm screen recording, my computer just wouldn't run Pro Tools with Reason in the background like it normally does. And so I've been kind of battling just to get this done. So that's why I'm a little frazzled. But anyway, so let's just gonna jump into some of the stuff that I added. Yeah, it's still screaming at me. And we can check out some of the other things that are there. So of these three guitars, there's this one. Let's mute these drums, which are... So there's that one, and then this one's really quiet. I've got my fan blaring in the room for my computer's like the fan's wide open. And then there's this tremolo one. Yeah, so those were pretty cool. I was kind of digging on the different, having a blend of those. I added some bass, which I think is just it is a line and an amp. Let's get rid of this drum track now. We'll just put it down here. Yeah, so there's it's one of the things that I added. This song. Oh gosh, yeah, that's like incredibly distorted. So there's the line, and this is my little amp. I'm sure that's my little Univox amp. Kind of cooking eggs there. So there's that. But in Reason, there's a way of there's all kinds of drum loop things. Which, that was one of the things with this tune. I was thinking about it being whether it's going to be a drum set or not, and kind of the way the guitars were working, and the kind of just the vibe of it. I was like, oh, this is a drum loop tune for sure. And I started fishing around, and this is part of the reason why I don't think Reason will run in the background is I've got like stacks and stacks of loops. There's probably 20 of them, and not that they're all playing at the same time, but they're all loaded in. And so there's a bunch of these, and they had stupid names that I kind of made up. And some of these are the captures of, so it might not just be one loop, it's actually a bunch of different stuff. Kind of, some of them might be, this one might be just a single thing, but then I threw it through a bunch of distortion boxes or whatever in Reason to get this sound. And there's a few of these that are kind of go together. And then there's this one down here. which is that same thing with a bunch of echo on it. There's this tribal one, which I didn't even use. My mouse going crazy. Clanker. Yeah, it's like, sounds like a, you know, a triangle getting banged or something. But the main thing is the levee. When the levee breaks, the Led Zeppelin song, that intro with the crazy filter on it. And so all those things, you kind of add them all, and they come and go in different sections, whatever. And then there was this, the synth that's in there, which has a bunch of kind of automation on it, which is just Thor. That's a synth that's in Reason that I use a lot for different, does different things. Does barrel. Yeah, so that was that. There's a, let's go check out some of the vocal stuff. So he sent me, in this one he sent me 3 vocals. I'm not sure why they're called vocal 1 and vocal effects 1 and then vocal 3 and yells. This guy yells. Yeah, let's listen to him yelling. Oops, let's listen to him yelling. That'll be fun. Oh yeah, the effects were like the same track but with some chorus on it or something like that. Yeah, so between the two, between vocal 1 and 3, I just kind of turned them all on and was like, oh, that sounds cool. And that became like kind of the vocal sound.
I half knew what I'd find when I stepped in.
And there's probably some,
apartment.
you know, some compression and some, I like this,
shocked to see
there's this,
things were gone.
This thing, I like this thing. It works really good. It's like kind of a distortion box for vocals or for any instrument, or acoustic guitar or anything. It just is a little, it's kind of like mic pre-grit kind of distortion. So I use that a fair amount on vocals to make them cut a little better or a little more. And with this much sound going on, with all the drum loops and stuff, really trying to get that vocal to cut out is what that's about, you know?
Shocked to see things were gone.
I think of what else. I mean, there's some harmonies.
Still outside, the rain falls.
Which are really great.
The sound of our neighbors through the wall.
Yeah. So, but without, you know, really diving into Reason and seeing, you know, what all those other, how I came about with all these loops, I don't know that there's a way to really check it out, which is kind of too bad. And that's what I was hoping I'd be able to do, but I just can't, you know. So that's kind of it. So now you gotta, you know, kind of gotta look back at some of the things that are going on. Oh, there's this one thing I'll share that's kind of fun. There's one section of the tune where those screams are, where the bass goes totally distorted, and it kind of cross fades with the real bass track. But it's an important part of the tune where it's like the filter, like the bass drops out of the tune. Because the drum loop is kind of doing this. And that gets filtered too. Which I thought was just kind of fun and cool. Anyways, so that's kind of the thing. Let me turn some of this stuff off and I can kind of leave you at the end. And somebody's muted still somewhere. And I'm looking for him. Oh, no, that's what's going on. Computer meltdown. Jeez. Yeah, so I hope you like watching these videos. They're kind of fun to make, and some people like to watch them. There's, 15 to 20, like I said. Anyways, so thanks for watching, and hope to see you around.
Time is a freaky little bird that steals everything. everything.